On a blazing summer afternoon, I was lounging beside my backyard pool with a book and a cold drink when I heard the unmistakable sound of a gate rattling. When I looked up, there stood Karen, our HOA president, wearing oversized sunglasses and her signature scowl. Without a greeting, she declared, "This is a community pool, and HOA rules state I have the right to inspect it and bring guests anytime." I calmly set down my book and replied, "Karen, this is my private pool, on my private property. The HOA has no jurisdiction here." Her lips tightened as she tried to argue that the property lines were ambiguous, which I knew was nonsense. I had my deed and survey papers in a locked drawer for moments exactly like this. When I refused her entry, she huffed, whipped out her phone, and announced, "I'm calling the police for obstruction and harassment." I simply said, "Go ahead," and went back to my book. 15 minutes later, the distant wail of sirens grew louder, and 2 police cruisers pulled up. Karen rushed to meet them, breathless with indignation, claiming that I was illegally denying access to community property. The officers approached me, professional but cautious. I greeted them respectfully and handed them the neatly organized folder I had prepared weeks ago: property deed, county survey maps, and even a signed letter from the county zoning office confirming that the pool was entirely on my land and beyond HOA control. One officer flipped through the documents, nodded, and said, "This is crystal clear. The HOA has no authority here." Karen's jaw dropped. She sputtered about community standards, but the second officer firmly told her to leave the premises immediately or face trespassing charges herself. What Karen didn't know was that I had also recently filed a formal complaint against her harassment with the county, complete with video evidence of her previous attempts to enter my yard. The officers were already aware of the complaint and made a note of this new incident for the record. Karen's bluster evaporated, she turned red and muttered something about lawyers as she retreated. As the patrol cars drove away, I closed the gate and finally exhaled. I wasn't just relieved, I was triumphant. The HOA's intimidation tactics had failed, and Karen's theatrics had only strengthened my case. The sun dipped lower, casting warm light over the peaceful water, and I couldn't help but smile. The next time Karen tried to bully her way in, she'd be facing more than just locked gates, she'd be facing the full weight of the law and a homeowner who knew every inch of his rights.